I've just got a question. Why do Liberals never answer questions?
Is the IRGC a terrorist group? Yes or no?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we have recognized that Iran is a state sponsor of terrorism. We continue to move forward in holding the IRGC to account, including by putting sanctions on some of the number of their top leaders to ensure that they cannot take safe haven or buy property in Canada. We will continue to hold this bloodthirsty regime to account as young Iranians and the people around the world stand with them in defense of their fundamental rights and freedoms.
And the Leader of the Opposition.
We don't need drama. We don't need acting. We need action.
It's not funny.
This group killed 55 Canadian citizens whose only crime was to get on a plane whereafter they were shot out of the sky by a terrorist organization that can still legally operate in Canada because the Prime Minister has not put them on the list of terrorists. So again, yes or no, is the IRGC a terrorist organization? Yes or no?
Yeah. The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, Canada has some of the strongest sanctions in the world against the bloodthirsty regime in Iran. We have stood with the...
There we go. And here's another one.
Was to quote unquote negotiate a win with the Americans, to get a deal by July 21st. And here we are, late October, still no deal, still no win, still no elbows, still no jobs, and American tariffs have doubled since the Prime Minister promised he would get rid of them. Yesterday, his latest excuse was that an Ontario government ad prevented him from keeping his promise. So, yes or no? Did the Prime Minister or his staff see the ad before it went out?
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, I'll repeat the answer I just gave to the Leader of the Opposition in French, because he asked the same question in English. Our government, Mr. Speaker, was elected to negotiate an agreement with the United States that's in the interests of Canadian workers and the Canadian industries. Unlike the Leader of the Opposition, Mr. Speaker, we're not going to sign whatever agreement the American...
The G7, it has the lowest deficit projected, and the cost of interest borrowing is lower than when the Conservatives were in government.
This Prime Minister's $80 billion deficit will cost each Canadian household $5,400 while avoiding the tax pain he imposes on Canadians. Coming from the guy that set up a $30 billion offshore tax havens for Brookfield when he was chair. He continues to dodge questions on how much money he personally has stashed away offshore while avoiding the taxes he imposes on Canadians. Will he stand up today and tell Canadians how much money he has in offshore tax havens? Just the number.
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Monsieur le Président.
Mr.
Why is he
Speaker.
answering in French?
Mr.
He's in
Speaker,
English.
Mr. Speaker, this budget tightens tax fairness. Mr. Speaker, this budget cuts taxes for 22 million. This budget cuts taxes on new homes for young Canadians starting out. This budget cuts the carbon tax. This budget grows this great country. Come with us and support it.
The Honourable Member for Calgary East.
He's avoiding the question like he held the Brookfield avoid taxes. When he imposes higher taxes on Canadians, they have a right to know if this Prime Minister still has money in offshore tax havens. I'll give him one more chance. Will he stand up on his own 2 feet and tell Canadians exactly how much money he has stashed away in offshore tax havens? Just the number.
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I'm proud of my record in the private sector, but I'm deeply honored to serve Canadians, and we're serving Canadians by building this great country, by investing in homes, by investing in energy, by investing in ports, by investing in our future. We are going to grow this country like not seen before. There is a chance for everyone in this House to stand up and support it.
Another one.
Lee Anderson. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I come to this chamber, Mr. Speaker, every week to ask
sensible questions, and I expect sensible answers. But all I get is glazed expressions and waffle, and from the opposite benches. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to ask the Prime Minister a very simple question on behalf of all the net zero sceptics. If we became net zero tomorrow, by how much would it reduce the Earth's temperature by? Simple question.
Minister. Mr. Speaker, net zero is of course not easy, but it's a huge opportunity to boost our growth, our jobs and our economy. And so he knows my views on that. But you know, he complains that I've better ideas if they stop fawning over Putin.
Another one. It's mad. It's just mad. And it's not just in Canada. So you saw that was a clip in the UK. It's all around the world. And, well, you might say, oh, well, Conservatives don't answer questions too, but the ones, well...
Will you be joining NCCOP?
No.
Good morning, Mr. Poilievre. Simon Dingley from CBC News, sir. If you're not going to go over Mr. Johnston's report, will you allow your MPs on the National Security and Intelligence Committee to do so?
Yes.
Okay. Puis-je parler même en français?
Oui.
I can give you many more examples of Pierre Poilievre answering a question yes or no, saying yes, no. And I can give you many more examples, thousands of examples of Liberals not answering questions. Just to Justin Trudeau, is the RICG a terrorist organisation? Got asked that hundreds of times. He refused to say yes or no. How much money has Mark Carney have in offshore accounts? Mark Carney refuses to answer that, and it's shameful. And you often see they attack the other political party. They attack them. They're gone, the Conservatives are horrible. They never supported. And if someone's coming from, dare I say, mass formation psychosis, and the logic you present to them skewers, gets in the way of what they think, and your logic outlogics them, they do either two things. Either one, they go, oh, yeah, I am stupid. Let me consider that. I'll come back to you and let me consider that. Or most commonly, they emotionally react. And the emotional reaction is just to splat out all these, oh, Conservatives do not support this, Conservatives do not support that. Once, Trudeau accused Conservative MPs of standing with people that wave swastikas, of standing with people who wave the Confederate flag, and the Conservatives just asked him to apologise. He refused to do that, and you can search up many examples of that. I think Trudeau was the main one that didn't answer questions. He didn't answer any questions, and then Mark Carney came along, and I was like, oh, let's give him a chance. No. I always say to Mark Carney from the beginning. And Mark Carney flip-flops on a hell of a lot of things. He said the carbon tax was good. He said it was not high enough. He said it needs to be higher. Then he took away the carbon tax because Poilievre forced him to. But still, the industrial carbon tax is still on. We need to axe the industrial carbon tax because it's causing a lot. But it's really, it's difficult because Liberals do not have certain, I guess it's the same for Conservatives and Liberals. If they believe something that's actually true, that actually false, and the true side counters it, they can't, argue, they can't ask, they can't say the question. There was a simple question to Mark Carney. He refused to answer it. He was dodging those questions like he dodges tax in Bermuda. He got asked questions about his relation with Jeffrey Epstein. He refuses to answer that. He refuses he ever had meetings with pro-Beijing groups, when if you actually look back, he actually did. There's many mad stuff happening in Canada and in Britain and all across the world. Yeah, it's just mad, and that's what the left does. They try to divide and distract. When Conservatives try to ask them a question, I remember once, I can't find the clip, this was a long time ago, about 3 years ago, I was watching, Pierre Poilievre was asking Trudeau what he would do about food bank, about all these people lining up at food banks. And Justin Trudeau said the Conservatives do not stand with the LGBTQ plus trans community. They do not stand. And like, the question was about food banks. The question was about food banks. This is what the Liberals try to do. When they're losing in an argument, as Andrew Scheer once said, when you know you won an argument with the Liberals, they call you a racist. And I agree with Andrew Scheer. Good old Andrew Scheer. But what they do, the Liberals try to divide and distract. They divide and distract from the truth. Because when neighbour argues against neighbour, it's easier to control. So they're just like going off about lies about the Conservatives to not feel stupid, to try to counter the attack after they've just got attacked and they don't know how to respond. They were like, well, it's not really attack, it's just fact-checking liberal lies. Fact-checking liberal lies. And when they got fact-checked, they don't want to seem stupid. So they release everything. They emotionally react, mass formation, psychosis, bark. And what Mark Carney does is, well, Justin Trudeau was a narcissist. Everyone can agree with that. And what he and Mark Carney does is they get their flying monkeys. If you don't know what that is, search it up. A flying monkey is someone that the narcissist gets to do its dirty work. They get like... Trudeau used to get Chrystia Freeland in to stand up when he didn't want to. And, well, Mark Carney actually didn't do it this time, which was interesting. He actually stood up and instead of getting someone else to avoid the question, he avoided the question himself. So, yeah. But what sometimes he does, I remember this happened once or twice, is he doesn't actually stand up to answer the question when he should. You get your minions, your flying monkeys to... I think Champagne, Mr. Champagne, I don't know his full name, he stands up and answers, you know. But yeah, it's just mad. It's Mark Carney is a guy that never answers questions. There's many times of him not answering questions, simple yes or no. They don't answer questions. I would like to know why they don't. I would like to know, because, you know, there's no shame to go, oh, maybe I am wrong. I've been wrong about many stuff in the past. Everybody has been wrong about many stuff in the past. I remember when there was a massive car crash on the Canadian-American border. The news labelled it as a terrorist attack before we even knew what happened. And some MPs were saying, oh, well, it was a terrorist attack. And then they said, actually, no, it wasn't. That's just what we got told at the time. It wasn't actually. People always like, oh, well, I don't believe this now. It's okay to go, I don't know. But it's okay to go, I'll think about what you said. But it's not okay if you're running a country. Okay, you're running a country and they ask you these stuff and you know it's bad. Like, if you're totally thick, then I understand that. Not much you can do about it. But Mark Carney knows his $80 billion deficit isn't going to be helping Canadians. It's the second largest deficit in Canadian history. Mark Carney isn't that stupid. Mark Carney knows what he's doing. He knows he's destroying Canada. But if there's just some evil, and it's really hard to tell whether they're that stupid or that evil. And I think there's a bit of both. Definitely was about Trudeau. I think probably about Carney too. Just many people think, oh, Mark Carney's different than Trudeau. Take a look at this.
Justin Trudeau isn't here.
Are you denying
I am
his
here.
economic advisor? Are you accusing your Liberal Party of lying about your role?
He has all the same Liberal ministers, the same Liberal advisors, the same Liberal MPs, the same Liberal promises.
And do I worry about inflation? It is unlikely to materialize to a serious extent.
We're getting government back in the business of building affordable homes.
Putting a price on carbon emissions, well, that just makes sense.
We would have a global carbon price. You know, the level of the price would be higher.
It's an awfully liberal platform. It looks like they did a search and replace, took out every reference to a Justin Trudeau government, put in a Mark Carney government.
What did I say? MPs just the same. But no, we've got Mark Carney, and yeah, they'll have a budget, which, I have no idea whether it's going to pass or fail. The NDP say that they're not going to support it, but then they usually do that and then end up voting for the Liberals. Anyway, remember to like, subscribe, and share. Have a lovely day, everybody, or night as it is for me right now. And yeah, see you in the next one. Thank you. Peace.